Aaron, are you able to get that agenda pulled up? I see it now. Good evening and welcome to the Allegheny Clarion Valley School Board Workshop meeting for February 10th, 2025. The AC Valley workshops are conducted virtually, and the link to access the workshop is always posted at acvsd.org website. During this workshop, I will provide the school board members with information to help clarify agenda items. And please remember, jump in and ask any kind of questions or make comments when needed. And as a friendly reminder, please keep your mic off until you're ready to speak. And at this time, Madam Secretary, can you please conduct a roll call?
Clifford Adams,
Here.
Patty Anderson, Carrie Armagost,
Carrie's here, but she said she can't. I don't know if she didn't have the right link. Maybe she didn't start with the right one, but she said she doesn't have audio.
I see Patty's here too.
John Burke, Brady Fight, Diane Page,
Here.
Jeff Powell, Eric Sunling,
Here.
and Kelly Twilliger.
Here.
Thank you, Sarah. At this time, we will open it up to public participation. We had Len Myers want to address the school board and discuss the AC Valley football field. Is Len on at this time? Okay, we don't see Len in the meeting. Maybe he'll show up at the voting meeting next Monday, and I'll continue to work down through the agenda. So at this time, we do not have any presentation set up, but I'll open it up to see if there are any kind of board concerns that we can address.
You want me to shut this door? Sure.
Didn't get a copy of the meeting notes.
John, your mic's not muted over there. Thank you. I'm just coming down through the consent agenda. If I could direct your attention to page 4 and 5, we do have several conferences and a field trip in front of you this evening. Starting off with a request from Logan Green, our band director. He'd like to take a group of students to the district band in January. There's a number of our students that successfully made the band trip, and the students will be working with a guest conductor and audition for states and perform in a concert. Logan also put in to take the band students to Penn West Clarion University to work with college band director, and these will be students from grades 6 through 9, and they'll be working with other students within the county as well. And then you'll see that we'll be taking our annual trip to the Clarion County Career Center, and that's Courtney Rice, Carrie Longo, and Derek Harold taking a group of our 6th grade students up for a tour, and hopefully they'll be able to experience all the offerings at the Career Center and make a choice with scheduling in the up and coming school years. In addition, we have Logan Green. Again, he put in for the band concert to travel to Clarion area, and they're going to be attending music performances and assessments, and they'll be able to read and be familiar with various forms of music and work with a guest conductor. And then you'll see Stacy Redding, our food service cafeteria director. She put in to attend the Pittsburgh Regional Food Service Director meeting. And that's going to be held on March 14th, and it's their annual business meeting. They'll be looking at the National Nutrition Months, and then they'll also be working on different food vendors and various menu options. And you'll see Tracy Hartle and Peggy Plowman, they're advisors to the Do Something Good Club, grades 7 through 12, and they're going to provide a community outreach program to a local personal care home. Below that, you'll see that I put in to attend the Pass the Leadership Forum located in Penn State. This year's focus will be initiative and leadership network. And I'm part of the Passive Professional Development Committee and actually helped to develop the agenda. I've been to this program in the past, but I have not gone for quite some time now. The theme for this year's program is leading creativity and innovation in schools. And the objective is to gain cutting edge tools for nurturing creativity and innovation. We'll be working in a collaborative effort with other superintendents and professionals. We have a number of keynote speakers showing up. Dr. Pat Greco, renowned expert for leadership and organizational excellence. John Tanner, visionary thinker, accountability, and educational success. And then also Dr. Michael Nagler, he's an award-winning superintendent and innovator of education. That program is open up for superintendents across the state.
Dr. McDivitt, Len Myers is on the call now.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Len, at this time, you got 5 minutes. We'll open it up for public participation. And please state your name and your municipality that you're speaking on behalf of this evening.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, all right. For some reason, you couldn't the first time. All right, I got 5 minutes. I appreciate everybody. Len Myers, I'm in the Richland Township, Venango County. I want to address the board real quick. I know I got 5 minutes, David. I can see you. I can't see any of the board. Can you just give me a wave or something like 45 seconds before you shut me off?
Oh, sure thing.
I struggled today a lot with trying to figure out what all I wanted to cover. So I'm just going to cover some highlights regarding the AC Valley football field. I was pretty dismayed to learn that we might not be playing on that as a junior high varsity athletic program. We need to get some school spirit back here. So to sum it up, I'm going to go all over the place as quick as I can. I'll wait for David's wave and then wrap it up as quick as I can. Back in July, we got a letter from a certified safety professional from Selective Insurance stating this mixture of soil is not adequate to be provided for impact safety. The fields are not properly maintained over 50 years. So he came and he walked those grounds. And for some reason, when he looked at the ground, he could come up with it by himself. The fields were not properly maintained over 50 years. So I don't know who was priming him with that information, but that was actually hurt some feelings of some facility maintenance people, and I understand why. There is no regulations, parameters disqualifying a field to be used, period, on any high school, any junior high, any collegiate, any level. There's a select few individuals that are louder, and they are the minority of the group that doesn't want to play on this field. And here's what I'll say, a couple things. Union parents comments at the last basketball game, feel bad for your high kids. They have no home games, no home field pride. Your kids have to do so much traveling, no homecomings. What? I thought we were playing 50-50. It's a co-op. The co-op was designed, presented to the PIAA for a co-op. The laws were written that it's 50-50. If we're not going to play by the rules that we presented to the PIAA, we need to dissolve co-op. Let's talk field conditions. Red Bank Valley, there's bald spots on the fields. There's numerous children being hurt on that field because there's no grass in certain areas, but we didn't inspect that field. Keystone, there's drainage issues. It becomes muddy when it rains, but we didn't inspect that field. Union, numbers are raised on the field. There's a tripping hazard. Coaches have concern over that, but we didn't inspect that field. Karn City, and I say this with all due respect, there's a sign out front of AC Valley that says Mason Strong, but nobody blamed the field on that one. One parent and coach explained to me that the impact injury risk increases as they get older and stronger and faster. And I understand that. So if that's what we're going to hang our hat on, by that logic, we had a broken leg in a youth player down on Union's field last year and a pretty bad concussion that I watched. It's pretty scary to watch for a youth player. So by that logic, we can't play on Union's field, high school or junior high. Comments, the grounds, I was told that there's concerns over lawsuits because if a kid gets hurt on our field and it's the ground's fault. So in a litigious environment, you go to an attorney, you say, it's the ground's fault. My football player got hurt. They're going to laugh at you, but maybe you get some ground. There's no regulations or facts. No comparisons have been done. No inspections of other fields have been done. We have done more to certify our field as safe than any other school around here. Prime example, we hung our hat on as a board of administration in July that we couldn't play in no PE classes because we handled because of this insurance program. I and my family filed a complaint with Pennsylvania Department of Insurance that this was a fraudulent claim and actually unethical. We did receive a response. We are pleased to report the athletic field issues that, and this is a letter that this insurance company sent to the Department of Pennsylvania Insurance, so a government regulated. We are pleased to report the athletic field issues or concerns that Mr. Myers, an AC Valley resident active in AC Valley youth football and cheerleading organizations, have been resolved. We conducted an underwriting, durability, and desirability inspection at AC Valley Athletics in July 2024 and found some safety issues. Since that time, members of our risk management team, certified safety professional designations, have worked with AC Valley leadership to address them. Earlier this month, AC Valley completed remediation efforts that allow the athletic field to be used. That's from the same insurance company. That's from actually the VP of underwriting to the state of Pennsylvania saying, yep, it's good to go. That's the same insurance company we hung our hat on saying we couldn't use it. Kelly made a comment about, the field committee, and there's some exciting things coming, folks. But what I'm looking for in my short amount of 5 minutes, and I'll go to the meeting, I got more, I'm just trying to give you the high level, is we're going to do some work to it this spring. The field needs improved, renovated. It is no worse than any other field. Jeff Fowler was a professional. He stepped foot on that field. People think he came here just to defend this letter. No.
45 seconds, Len.
Is that it?
45 seconds. Keep going.
Thank you. Dr. McDevitt and I walked the field. I asked Jeff Fowler, a professional that's done it for his whole career, just retired for Penn State. He set foot on thousands of field. I said, so, Jeff, tell me your opinion as an expert on this field. He said it's not even in the top 100 worst fields he's stepped foot on. We can improve it. We can do some better. We did an impact test. No other school has done that because it's not regulated. But by NFL standards, we can play on that field. I am urging everybody to put this to bed. Your opinions are valid, but that's your opinion. You don't want your kid hurt playing football, don't sign him up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Len. I'll open it up. Are there any comments? Or do we want to just keep working down through the agenda at this time? Len, we do appreciate your information this evening. I know you're part of the football field committee and appreciate your insight. For the sake of time, we'll continue to work down through the agenda. Aaron, if you could take me back into conferences and field trips, I'll just got a couple more just to finish up. We also have our high school counselor, Minnie Logue. She put in to attend the Trinity Point Church Prevention Connection Day. This is a program where students are able to build understanding and be able to support the prevention of drug and alcohol, tobacco, and gambling. She's done this program in the past and it's been very well received by our students. We also have Mrs. Lowry. She's our K through 12 choir director. She put in to take a group of students to the PMEA District Chorus program. And then finally, you'll see our very active second grade teachers, Mrs. Scott, Mrs. Butler, Mrs. Rankin, and Mrs. McGarvey. They put in to take a group of students to Clarion County Park, and they're able to teach the students various aspects of safety and in a different setting than the school. And they'll be working with the Keystone Smiles and AmeriCorps Agriculture Safety Days. Are there any questions about the conferences and field trips that I just covered before we move on into the second part of the consent agenda? Okay, Aaron, you could take us back up to letter B under the consent agenda. You'll see that we do have a emergency certified classroom monitor. Mara Patton, she put in to help substitute teacher here at the district whenever she's on her breaks. Letter C, we have the prom committee. They put in to use the high school auditorium on Saturday, March 10th for the Grand March program. Letter D is a volunteer nurse who will be attending the spring softball training trip, Linda Greif. She has submitted all her information as well as a letter to be an approved volunteer to help support the softball team. And then we also have letter E, which is Logan Green, our band director, very active. He'll be working with the group of students this summer for the purpose of band camp. They'll be using the high school auditorium, the band room, the main field, and the cafeteria from July 28th to August 1st. And then finally, we have the student council advisors. They put in to use a high school gymnasium on February 28th from 5 to 9 for macho volleyball for a fundraiser. Are there any questions or comments at this time? Kelly, just so that you're aware, your mic's not muted. Moving on to finance and purchase. We'll be paying the bills next Monday and hearing from Stacy Redding, the food service director, with her cafeteria report. But for this evening, I would like to draw your attention to letter H. We do have a request from Foxburg Free Library to donate $600 down to their program. And this is a yearly request. And the Foxburg Free Library really helps and supports the school district. They provide free books, audio rentals, free DVDs, free internet, Wi-Fi service to all the students and the community here at AC Valley. They work with all the local municipalities. This past summer, they actually had 35 students down there for a summer reading program. They work in conjunction with Miss Marcia Best and Lager. They have a therapy dog down there, and they're a really good partner for the school district. So I strongly encourage us to approve that donation again this year. And then finally, under finance and purchase, letter I, we do have the finalized single audit for the school year ending June 30th, 2024. If you recall, Mark Turnley, CPA from Turnley's audit firm, came in and presented the audit. What we were missing, and the reason why we didn't approve this last month, was the itemized list of goods here within the district. We have a third-party vendor that comes in and tracks all our computers and fixed assets. And that report was not completed. Since the January meeting, we do have everything in place. Sarah has that information. She'll add it to the minutes, as well as the shared Google Drive for the school board members. Before I move into personnel, I'll open it up. Are there any questions about finance and purchase? Okay, moving right into personnel, we do have in front of you a severance agreement and general release between the district and Amber Allworth. This agreement was actually submitted to the school board on January 20th, 25, but due to Senate Bill 554 and the requirements to post the agenda 24 hours in advance, we were unable to get this agenda item in front of the school board. Letter B is a discussion that we've been having for quite some time now about potentially adding a part-time athletic department secretary. And we're in need of additional help within the athletic department and the business office as well. If we want to expand the duties, we have lots of work for this person. We could help and support the athletic director and high school principal with scheduling, transportation, and ensuring paperwork for the students and the coaches. And then also, you know, I'm sure in various times during the year, this person, if we develop the job description correctly, could help and support payroll and our new business manager, Aaron Morris. So I'll pause before moving on, and just wanted to know if any of the school board members had any feedback or suggestions as far as keeping this motion on for the voting meeting. Okay, well, we can continue to discuss it. And letter C, really proud and happy to have Jackson Sunling in front of you this evening as an assistant junior high basketball coach. Worked with Jackson for most of his life. He's a graduate from AC Valley, a student at Penn West Clarion, and would be honored to have Jackson come back to work with our youth. So I strongly encourage you to approve that motion and help support our basketball program. Okay, moving down into instructional services. Now, we do have in front of you this evening the 2025-2026 district calendar. And before we get into remote snow days, I would like to highlight some different areas within this calendar. We have a really good traditional calendar in front of you this evening. We have the first day of school for the students being scheduled for August 20th, 2025. And we're also planning an early dismissal at the end of each grading quarter for the support of the teachers and the staff members here at the district to wrap up their grades and provide some professional development. That dismissal is going to be 1 p.m. at the elementary and 1:15 at the high school, and we'll keep that early dismissal throughout the school year before the holiday breaks and the last school day as well. October 23rd will be the annual Act 80 Day and open house. October 24th will be closed for Autumn Leaf Festival. December 2nd will be an Act 80 Day. Just keep in mind that the Act 80 days are professional development days for the teachers and will be counted towards the 180 days of required instructional time. January 16th will be an early dismissal. January 19th is an Act 80 Day. And then again, February 16th will be an Act 80 Day. We do have 3 built-in snow days, March 13th, March 16th, and April 2nd, if needed. We'll have March 20th as an early dismissal. And then May 27th is scheduled to be the last student day and tentative graduation. And also on the bottom of that calendar, we have a special note that upon the exhausting of all 3 of the snow days, the district will move to remote learning. With that being said, we do have a lot of flexibility on how we deliver our instructional modalities here at the district, and that could be asynchronous or synchronous. We'll have to do some professional development here at the district, but we have some flexibility coming from the state that if we did want to approve the calendar as is and offer remote learning, then we have the ability to do so. Just keep in mind that we did send out a survey to the elementary teachers, students in grades 4 through 6, the community, the junior, senior high school teachers, and the high school students. The elementary teachers had a 74% yes, that they would like to have remote days next year. The elementary students, 75% yes, that they'd like remote days. The community, and we got some really good feedback. We had 92 respondents, 82% was yes. Some community members said that it will be a burden for them because they do go to work and, they'll have to find alternative means to watch their children, which we are sympathetic to that. Some community members thought it would be better just to do all remote days. So we had some really good feedback on that, and I do appreciate that information from the community. The high school teachers had a 69% yes, and the high school students, 56% yes, 26% no, and 18% didn't care. So that's the information from the school board. We did try to closely align that calendar with the Clarion County Career Center, although we do have 7 school districts going up there, and it's not a perfect match, but we do have enough hours for students to go up there. And I was talking to Dr. Jordan today about sending up a van or letting some of the kids go up, especially with cosmetology on those half days or days that maybe the career center's in session and we're not. So at this time, I'll pause before I move on to the Western Secure Treatment Unit calendar and open that up for any kind of questions or concerns.
David, this is Brady here. I think it's a great idea. We're going to move to have some remote instructional days in the wintertime, and especially with the water issues we're having with Foxburg Water. At the latest school cancellation that some of the media posted, I think we were one of the only districts that was not offering a flexible instruction day. So I think it's great. We're going to be moving in the future and utilizing this.
Thank you, Brady. Anybody else?
My biggest question will be what will the teachers have adequate time to have that prepared on a rolling basis so that they can be prepared on when that might happen, or something they can pull out that fits in at the time that might need to happen. They need to have time to prepare for that. Those don't just happen with just add water.
Thank you, Patty. And those are concerns of mine as well. I plan to have Mrs. Sherman and Dr. Jordan present information that they're working on at next month's or next week's voting meeting, and they can address some of those issues.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, moving on to the West 2 calendar. Now, just a little bit differently. Due to some of our hourly requirements, we are staying with 180 days. And just keep in mind that the West 2 program is a year-round correction facility, and we start on August 1st this year. We do 4-day work weeks, and day 5 is a day for therapy for the students and long weekends, and we go until June 30th. And that calendar will remain the same. We do have our Act 80 days matched up so that the staff members that we had working in that program are receiving the same professional development that's linked to our staff members down here at the district. And then also in front of you, we have a cooperative coaches budgeting planning guide, and the joint co-op athletic committees for both AC Valley and Union. We met, and just to ensure that we have proper supervision for the students, we came up with a plan that is aligned with the number of coaches needed. And both Union and AC Valley will approve this document. And as our sports teams continue to grow, or maybe some years we have less participants, we'll be able to reference this guide and be on the same page between Union and AC Valley. And then finally, under instructional services, the administrative team put a lot of work into this comprehensive plan in front of you this evening. Just keep in mind that the planning for continuous improvement for leadership, teaching, and learning is a critical component to ensure the success of the students. Pennsylvania's cycle of improvement is grounded in evidence-based approaches that can both improve student outcomes and increase return on investments. The Future Ready Comprehensive Planning Portal was created to provide a consistent planning framework and collection tool for all Pennsylvania school districts. And just real quick, as far as the timeline, every 3 years, school entities must submit their professional development plan, which is part of our comprehensive plan, to the state. Every 6 years, each school district has to update their induction plan and submit it to the state, which we did that last month. Every 6 years, the comprehensive plan has to be put on public display for 28 days for inspection and public comment, which we will, after the February school board meeting, approve the comprehensive plan in March and then submit it by the end of March. And then every 3 years, the district has to provide the Bureau with a special education plan, which we have a current one on file. And then every 6 years, we have to come up with a gifted education plan or revise it. So we have everything in place. Just keep in mind that that comprehensive plan is broken down into 4 different sections, and the academic standards and assessment requirements is part of Chapter 4. And the purpose of Chapter 4 is to ensure the Pennsylvania School Code is established to be rigorous, and the academic standards and assessments will facilitate improvement for student achievement. So the administrative team had worked together to develop and support that mission. And then student services, that's Chapter 12, and that's part of to ensure that the students in the Commonwealth, every kid is being educated. So students anywhere from age 6 to 1 day short of their 21st birthday must be presented with a comprehensive public school of their attendance area. So student responsibilities, they're supposed to be coming to school on a regular basis, put forth effort to their work and homework, and conform to school rules. And the students have a right to be educated with their fellow students. School rules, 12.3 of this particular section of the comprehensive plan is to ensure that we provide a safe and equitable learning environment for the students. And we do have a escalating discipline program, student handbook in place. And we also do the PBIS, which is the positive behavior intervention system at both the elementary and high school. And then also 12.41 student services. All students are able to be educated through a comprehensive K through 12 educational program. And if any student comes to us that may need some additional support or has developmental needs, we do have a plan in place for that. And some of the staff members that support that is our guidance counselor, school psychologist, healthcare services, homeschool visitors, as well as academic, behavioral health, and personal supports that we have within the district. And then we also have in front of you this evening our gifted plan. And just keep in mind that we do follow all the requirements associated with child find and our public notice procedures. And here at the district, we have all students in grades K through 8 administered and participate in the iReady Reading and Math Diagnostic Assessment Program. All students in grades K through 6 are administered Cadence reading and math assessments. And then all students in 2nd grade and 4th grade are administered the Otis Lennon School Ability Test. And that's how we screen for our giftedness. And then finally, we have in front of you the professional development plan. And for the next 3 years, we will be focusing in on Act 55 of 2022, school safety. We'll continue to ensure that everybody's aware of our safety plans, and we will practice those procedures. Our main focus for instructional strategies will be focusing in on pedagogy and data analysis. And then also we'll continue to work on technology integration, especially if we're moving to more of a remote learning program. And I'll pause right there before we get into policy this evening and open it up to see if there's any questions or comments. Okay, in front of you, we have the second reading of policy 005 and 308. And I think we've already had a thorough discussion about that. But I also have a couple updates, letter C and D. Just keep in mind that board policy 610 and board policy 626 go hand in hand, and that's associated with bidding and quoting, as well as going out for an RFP. Just keep in mind that bidding requirements change each year. So for 2025, the threshold for going out to bids is now 23,800, and then the threshold for quotations is 12,900. So anything between 12,900 and 23,800 that we're supposed to go out and obtain 3 written or telegraphic quotations. And then anything that's more than $23,800, we're required to advertise for a week or advertise for 3 weeks, no less than 2 papers. So without putting both policies and all the attachments in front of this evening, we are going to make those changes within our policies. And then we also have Title IX regulations that have recently changed. They're in front of you as well. The Public Educational Institutes in Pennsylvania received a Dear Colleague letter on January 31st, 2025, stating effective immediately, the United States Department of Education Office of Civil Rights will enforce Title IX under the provisions of the 2020 Title IX rules, rather than the recently invalidated 2024 Title IX rules. So what we're going to do is approve that motion, and we'll reestablish our policy from 2020 here at the district and ensure our compliance with the expectations coming from the federal government. Are there any questions about those policies that are in front of you this evening? Okay, we don't have anything under facilities, and under transportation, we do have a number of items. First off, urban transportation. They're asking to be adding a 2012 Dodge Caravan. In addition to that van, we have that contract for the 24-25 van school year with urban transportation, notating that 2012 Dodge Caravan. We also have an updated contract with Michelle Eiler and the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica that she drives. That's for the 24-25 school year. And then we also have letter D, a new van for Myers Transportation. It's a backup van, so there's no contract associated with it, for 2016 Honda Odyssey. And then finally, we have an updated contract for the 24-25 school year with Clint Ace and the 2016 Dodge Caravan that we've approved previously. Are there any questions or comments about transportation before we finish off this evening?
David, can I just make a clarification?
Yes.
Those first three, A, B, and C, are just updates from last month because we had that uncertainty around the Irwin approval of the ban and the contract. I believe just the contract was on last month, and we tried to kind of change the motion to put the van in, and we decided it was best practice to just go ahead and put it on again this time with them separate like we always do, van and then contract. So that's technically already been approved last month, but we just wanted to make it clear this month. And then letter C is the same thing. Michelle's van was approved as a Pacifica, and then the contract had said Town and Country, I believe. So Courtney changed the wording, and we're just approving it with the correct wording so that everything's wrapped up nice and neat.
Perfect. Thank you, Lori. We appreciate that.
Mhm.
Okay, and we will be covering miscellaneous at the voting meeting. And at this time, unless there's any kind of questions or comments, that will conclude the AC Valley workshop for February 10th. Have a great night, everybody, and thank you for your time.